So really it's about articulating risk, and are we elevating the right information security risks and correlating it with the right business risk, and really, how do you deliver the appropriate message to the business? Because at the end of the day, really boils down to a business risk decision. So it's a function of how do we help information security enable the business, and at the same time, address the real risks to still help the organization and make sure we're providing an effective balance of security, but still allowing the business to innovate. So I think there were a bunch of shared points and common themes that are coming out. I think part of it now is, as information security practitioners, we have to increase our business acumen and make sure that we truly understand the businesses that we support so we can have meaningful conversations. I think that's clear. And I think the other key thing that's coming up is just the general prominence of information security is starting to rise, and making sure that the message is getting across to the right teams, that it's no longer just a communication maybe between an application developer and a security engineer, that really we're talking at the business level and making sure the right message goes all the way up through the organization. Well, actually, yeah, in some elements it's surprising, but in other components of it, it's not only getting marketing and getting communications on board, it's a matter of what are we doing in the information security field too to make the rest of the organization they're aware that we're there to help, not to be a hindrance, but you need to come to us, we need to have meaningful discussions, and we almost need to be embedded in the organizations. Some of how I've kind of changed my org structure means I've paired up my direct reports to work with the different business leaders to get a good understanding of those portfolios, so we can have that meaningful conversation from the very beginning. So I would say it's how do you there's so much innovation going on in technology right now, and it's great innovation because really the way people have worked has fundamentally changed. So it's a matter of, as a security professional, how do I look at that and how do I figure out what's the right level of security to continue to enable and support that type of innovation? Because as soon as you revert back to the older ways of security, of it's binary yes or no, then security is just going to be ignored from that point of view. So it's kind of, you have to keep up with all the existing innovation, and you have to understand that as these technologies evolve and security will mature within those spaces. So it's a matter of what level of risk am I willing to accept for being in the public cloud, or what level of risk am I willing to accept for bringing your own device. It's you can still have meaningful conversations around that and still help security be an enabler. It's just you have to keep up with that technology. So I think it was a very different world. So 95, that only puts me a couple years out of school. So for me, it was a very different world. I was really, in the network engineering space and really in the data center space at that point in time. And I think that also shows the way that, the world has changed, where it used to be, I started my first job, you had your corporate issued equipment. The only way you were connecting to anything was a VPN. You probably didn't have access to external mail. You didn't have, so everything was extremely locked down, versus where, today's environment where you have all those very innovative solutions. People are used to almost that ubiquitous access where I want to get to my work documents no matter whether I'm on a personal device or work device. So it's not that they have necessarily bad intentions. They just want to be able to work the way today's world works. When I was in grad school, we were using Box, we were using things like that. So the expectation is, as you transition out of grad school into the working environment, you want to be able to use those tools that you've come up with. So gone are the days where you can have that super restrictive lockdown work environment.